I can't keep calm. I'm going to Disney in 50 days. I promise I do wash this, but it felt right starting another video, a Disney themed video in my Disney themed pajamas. That's not going to change. I will always wear my pajamas. In 50 days time, we will be in Disneyland Paris. We'll be in Paris a few days before that, and a week before we go, there's Cardiff Comic Con. There's a lot of things I need to start sewing and finish sewing before then. This video isn't just one project, it's however many I can fit in the next 3 weeks. Some of you may follow my Instagram and know that when we were in the States and we went to Disney World, but also Disneyland Anaheim, I created what I called my Disney wardrobe. And then from like offcuts and scraps of that, I also made my husband a couple of shirts. I also made 2 denim jackets from scraps from all of those other Disney projects and old jeans that didn't fit anymore, had rips in. My husband actually was like, I really like them and I really would like a more masculine but a Disney themed denim jacket. The other thing that he does is he collects the pins that you get at Disney. It's quite a common hobby if you're in the Disney space. And he has a denim jacket, and he's got currently all those Disney pins are on that denim jacket with other pins from other places, but he would like a Disney dedicated jacket. So that is what I'm doing. I'm basing it off this Simplicity pattern, which is 8845, and some patterns it's worth keeping an eye out. They have a little sew along. I don't know what it's like. I'm just gonna do this from the top of my head because I'm not exactly gonna follow this. Material wise, I am upcycling some jeans. My sister gave me a nice big stack of jeans. Some of the jeans were worn out, didn't fit, that kind of thing. So those were okay to cut up. And the denim's a mix of like black denim and blue denim. So I really have worked hard to kind of place those 2 denims, because when we were floating this idea of doing a masculine or more masculine denim Disney jacket, I did see a picture with essentially patchwork denim on the back to make Mickey's face. So this is not my original idea. I'm highly inspired by this, and they did like 3 different colors and it was really cool, and it was a woman's jacket, so I'm kind of taking that and I've run with it a little bit. When I was in the States, I still had some leftover denim from those 2 other denim jackets that I did. With that leftover denim, I have already made Mickey, Donald, 90th birthday this year, and Goofy. So they're going to go on the back of the jacket. The denim that I have to recycle or reuse, whatever the word is actually quite similar to this dark blue. So because these are outlined, and especially in the case of like Mickey where most of his head is this dark blue, it doesn't particularly stand out. So I've placed the black panel pieces so that you should be able to see these better, but try to like disperse it. There's not just like a black back and blue denim front. The other thing I'm doing is I am trying to reuse original features where possible. So the waistbands of the 2 pairs of jeans, that I think 2 pairs should be enough, but those waistbands will make the waistband of the jacket, just flipped upside down. I was originally going to use the pockets, but we've decided actually to completely scrap those pockets because my husband does pin collecting, so he'd like the pins down the front. And it does have a couple of welt pockets anyway, so it's not like there's no pocket. I've already cut out all the pattern pieces. We've gone for an extra large because my husband just prefers a baggier fit. Most pieces, not all of them, but most pieces are printed separately because this is a unisex pattern that does sizes X small to XL. The same pattern piece, whatever it is, like 18 or whatever, and you've got 5 of them, 1 for each size. So it is one that you can use for multiple people. There are a handful that you will need to trace if you want multiple sizes. The other thing I did is deconstruct my jeans. We have an open jean leg and the waistbands. Okay, that's the denim mostly cut out. So the only pieces that are remaining are the cuffs, which I'm going to kind of do like a Harlequin type effect because I've got both the black and the blue in the sleeve, so the cuff is going to kind of, it will make sense. But yeah, this is kind of how it's going to look. Hopefully you can see my vision coming together.
The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about are Goofy's ear and Mickey's ears. So I'm thinking I might end up like embroidering around the edge of that. I might not, because one of the things that I have ordered and it will turn up is that classic denim thread. You know, the this stuff that stands out.
Honestly, if you are trying to think of scrap project ideas, jackets and like bodices, anything that is made up of many panels, perfect. So I did say that was most of the denim pieces cut out. Going to Paris in October, so it might be cold. So I am making a detachable sherpa, which is like a faux sheep fleece lining. So essentially, you have to cut all these pieces out again, but out of that fabric. I might assemble these first because there's so many pieces and it's gonna be mad to keep track of. That took so long. That's the only issue I think with anything patchwork or scrap. If you are particular like I am, it takes a while to get like the pieces laid out, to get at least a balance of the fabric, and like with the jeans, like finding enough space to cut all your pieces out. And like I just squeezed it out of the black pair or the black pieces, but I didn't manage it with the blue. I did have to deconstruct a second pair of blue jeans. Fortunately, they're the same denim colour and look very, very similar. It wouldn't have actually mattered if it didn't, but it would have taken an extra mental step to make sure that the two blue denims and the black then all balanced. And so I was thankful that they're very similar, that I didn't have to think too much harder. Yeah, sleeves take up a lot more fabric than you think they do. So I've done welt pockets before, but not like this. The type I've done before are more tailored garments, such as a waistcoat, and the pocket piece was just cut as one piece and you ended up folding it in half to make the pocket bag once it's posted through the opening. So I did actually end up watching the video for this, the sew along video. Would recommend checking that out if you do it, because the written instructions did confuse me, and it was much easier to follow along. My only criticism of the video was they used the same fabric for the lining, the pocket bag, the jacket, everything is the same colour, so it's a little hard to see. But I've actually kind of drawn to a stop, because the next thing is top stitching, and I bought that thick denim classic thread to do the top stitching, and it hasn't arrived yet, so I don't want to compromise on the look of this. I'm going to hold my horses and wait for that to arrive. So I'm probably going to move on to the detachable sherpa lining. Been speaking to the camera. We were told that we had a flat inspection, and so we had to clean, and so I haven't been able to sew as much as I wanted to, which meant that when I did have a moment to sew, I was just getting on and sewing, so a lot of it I didn't even film. I mean, there's a fair bit. I didn't bother filming the lining because honestly you can't see anything. I think you can tell by seeing when I attach that collar. We're mostly done with the outer jacket. The main thing is the buttons. Once the buttons are on, that is a wearable garment. That is a denim jacket. It isn't fully finished if you want to then be able to attach the lining. I still need to finish by hemming the lining and the sleeves. And then I've got to sew on snaps. So I've got like loads of these. So I'm going to sew these in strategic places up down the front, in the cuff, maybe a cup around the hem, but like that's not really necessary. But yeah, snaps all around, so you can pop in the lining. My husband is loving it, so that's good. I did run out of that denim thread, so the last 3 buttonholes, which all happen to be on the black denim as opposed to the blue denim, they were done out of black thread because I do have black thread. It just didn't seem worth it to buy a whole another reel, 3 buttonholes. I did say that this video was to be as many products as I could fit in the 3 weeks, and we're basically 2 weeks in. So yeah, what am I doing next? I'm gonna do a quick intro. Basically, I've just done a jacket for my husband. I'm going to do myself my own jacket. I'm going to make mine waterproof. So I once again went to Rudamama Fabrics on Etsy and got some amazing fabric. It's probably in here. I've got a load of different fabric in here, right at the bottom. See if I can get to this one in this project. It's this Cinderella. My fabric stash has greatly grown over the past few weeks. Here we are. It's inside out though. This is the waterproof fabric. It's exactly the same, soft shell, custom print to order. It's hard to tell in this light because it is nighttime, but it's navy. It's a dark navy, and you've got little Minnie Mouse bows on it, so nice and Disney themed. I am using the same pattern. I'm going to do a couple of things different. I'm not adding any length this time, and I am going to do the whole hood in the clear fabric, the leftover clear fabric, because I've still got lots of that. And I'm also going to do a little shawl to go over the top as well, which I think I'm probably going to sew in and catch in, again, out of the clear fabric to tie it in to make it a little bit more waterproof. And I only got 4 meters instead of 4.5 meters this time. So instead of the side seam pockets, what I'm going to do is the two front pieces, I'm actually going to cut them in half essentially, and I'm going to create a fold in pocket with some other fabric, probably the up fabric that's hanging around on my sofa right now. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pattern piece, the one I want to alter to make that fold in pocket, because I also want to make like a flap. So not only am I cutting it in half, I'm going to add a bit to the top so it does flap over the bottom piece. And obviously I've got to add in any seam allowance there as well. And to do that, I use baking paper or greaseproof paper or whatever you want to call this, yeah, to trace the pattern out. Yeah, I always have used this. It's durable and you can see through it, so quite handy sometimes. Let's see, can I make a coat in 2 days? One good thing, silver lining to this thing, my plans have been completely cancelled this weekend, so I wasn't going to be able to sew at all. Now I've got 2 solid days of sewing, and it's meant to be raining outside, so good excuse to stay indoors and sew all day. The first step for this waterproof was to put those pockets in, and then I could treat the panel like one piece, like I did with the fox coat. The first thing I did was take that up fabric and attach it to the lower portion of the front panel, and then top stitch it down to make it look nice and neat. Same with the top fabric and the mini lining. I top stitched around that flap to give it a nice crisp professional look. They fold together and I could just sew down the sides, obviously encasing the bottom of the pocket as well with the 2 lining pieces, just the 2 lining pieces. And yeah, then you could use it as one piece, and the coat then goes together super easy, and this time you want to see super fast. Honestly, the speed at which this went together compared to the denim jacket, which I still haven't finished, I need to put the buttons on, but I just needed a change of pace. I'm doing the hood completely clear. Same thing as before with the Fox one. It's too long, because it's a detachable one. So that's what I'm trying to work out. Here's how much to cut off. There's the seam out there. Yeah, looks about right. I hate having my hair up. That hair does get in the way, especially now it's getting longer. Like a little granny with one of these on. No, that's good. That's a good hang. So, my aim is, if you're any fan of Disney, you know that people who go to Disney wear ears. I have a little collection going. So my aim is actually to put a couple of holes in so the ears go over and hold the hood in place. I'm going to put both seam allowances to one side and sew down. I was thinking about splitting it and doing a thin strip down the centre. It just seems like there's too many moving parts in that, and ultimately I think it will be neater if I just move it to the side and stitch it, and that should stop excess water coming in as well. The sleeves I didn't add any extra length to this time because I'm not planning on cycling in this one, so I'm just going to turn out under 5/8 of an inch and just stitch it down. I don't need to finish these edges, they don't fray, so again it's just going to be a single turn, otherwise it will be really bulky. Same with the hem, and same with this front edge, and then snap to bows. So hopefully I'll be able to finish this today. I don't know how much of me sewing this you saw, because the camera's not really picking it up now. I've also got a little capelet. So I'm calling it at 2 projects. I actually did these 2 within 2 weeks, but I didn't quite get the third done in the 3rd week, and this video's got to be up tomorrow for my own OCD brain. That's what you get when you decide to hand stitch an invisible hem. Oh well. So 2 garments kind of on theme together, the 2 jackets, one for me and one for my husband. Yeah, he absolutely loves his. He did change his mind about the pockets and stuff. That pop-out sherpa lining works really well. It was just too cold to get it out for the reveal, but I'm sure there'll be future pictures and stuff of that. And yeah, I love my mini raincoat. It was very windy. That is a downside of the little capelet. The wind, I'm sure you saw, it liked to pick up that cape and hit me in the face with it. So maybe not the best all-round weather waterproof, but it is super cute, and it's totally on theme for Disney. So we're excited now, so excited. So obviously at the beginning I was like, it's 50 days. Right now it's now 30 days, and I haven't started the second part of Cinderella. So yeah, I better get on that. There is going to be one more video between the Cinderella costume and this one. It's still Disney themed, but so like I said, I didn't quite get that 3rd project done, so that's going in there along with a backup costume for Disney. I have got it confirmed from Plan Disney that yes, we're allowed to dress up, and yes, you're allowed to dress up as characters, provided you don't photograph, autograph, that sort of thing with other people. And the version of Cinderella I'm doing is not actually the Cinderella that they do meet and greets with anyway. However, your costume is still up to the discretion of the cast members, so they could say it's too long or too poofy or whatever. So I'm going to make a backup, just a small backup. It's just a skirt. So instead of the transforming skirt, I've got a backup skirt, so I can still at least wear the corset. Hopefully they're not going to say that, and I'll be able to use this skirt when I go to Disney World, because it'll be more of a Disney bound skirt as opposed to a cosplaying skirt. So yeah, that's next video. I will eventually not be making Disney videos, I promise, hopefully in November. If you enjoyed this video, join me again and hobby along with me. This simplicity pattern.
And Mickey. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't realise I was recording.